They never told you the truth about reality. The world around you, the life you live, the events you experience. What if none of it is what it seems? What if everything you've been taught about the nature of existence is only half the story? There is an ancient law, a hidden principle whispered through the ages by mystics, sages, and esoteric masters. It is the foundation of all creation, the key to unlocking the true power of the mind. The first of the 7 Hermetic Principles. The universe is mental. Everything you see, touch, and experience is shaped by consciousness itself. What does this mean? Are we trapped inside a mental projection? Do we hold the power to reshape our world? And if so, why does modern science now point toward this very truth? Today, we will uncover the hidden power behind this ancient principle, exploring the mind's ability to shape reality, the ways it has been systematically weakened, and how you can reclaim your creative force. Because once you grasp this law, nothing in your life will ever look the same again. For centuries, humanity has been taught to see reality as a physical, external world, one governed by rigid laws of matter and force. We are told that we are separate from it, mere observers in a vast, indifferent universe. But the ancient masters of Hermeticism revealed a deeper truth. Reality is not material, it is mental. The Kybalion, the most well-known text on Hermetic philosophy, states, "The all is mind, the universe is mental." This means that everything we experience is not just happening to us, it is being formed by us. The external world is not a collection of solid, fixed objects. It is a mental projection, a construct of consciousness itself. Imagine you are in a dream. While dreaming, everything seems real, the landscapes, the people, the emotions. Yet when you wake up, you realize that it was all created within your own mind. Now take that same idea and apply it to waking life. Ancient traditions have long taught that the universe functions in a similar way. What we see, feel, and perceive is an illusion woven by the mind. The Hindu concept of Maya, the Buddhist understanding of samsara, and even modern quantum physics suggest that reality is not as solid as it appears. The principle of mentalism reveals that your thoughts, emotions, and deep subconscious beliefs are the blueprint of your reality. The universe is not separate from you. It is responding to you, shaped by your perceptions, fears, and desires. But if this is true, then why do we feel so powerless? If we are co-creators of reality, why does life often feel like something we merely react to rather than something we shape? The answer lies in one of the greatest deceptions of all time, one that has kept humanity blind to its own power. And to understand it, we must turn to science. For thousands of years, mystics, philosophers, and spiritual teachers have spoken of reality as a mental construct. But today, modern science is beginning to confirm what the ancient initiates always knew. Consciousness plays a fundamental role in shaping the world around us. One of the most striking scientific validations of the Hermetic Principle of Mentalism is found in quantum physics, specifically the double-slit experiment. In this experiment, electrons are fired at a barrier with 2 slits. On the other side of the barrier is a screen that records their impact. If no one observes the experiment, the electrons behave like waves, passing through both slits simultaneously and creating an interference pattern. But the moment a conscious observer measures which slit the electron goes through, the electron suddenly behaves like a particle. It chooses only one path. This raises a profound question. Does reality change based on whether we observe it? It appears that consciousness itself determines the outcome of physical events. When no one is watching, matter exists in a state of pure potential, a wave of infinite possibilities. But the moment attention is focused on it, reality collapses into a fixed state. This discovery aligns perfectly with what the Hermetic sages taught. All that we perceive as solid and external is but a projection of the mind. Max Planck, the father of quantum physics, once stated, "I regard consciousness as fundamental. I regard matter as derivative from consciousness." In other words, consciousness does not arise from matter. Matter arises from consciousness. And if this is true, it means that your mind is not just perceiving reality, it is participating in its creation. This revelation should be liberating. It should make us realize that we are far more powerful than we have been led to believe. Yet, instead of being taught how to use this knowledge, we live in a world designed to weaken our minds, to scatter our attention, dull our intuition, and sever our connection to the deeper truths of existence. How did this happen? To understand, we must look at how modern society has systematically weakened our ability to focus and create. If consciousness is the key to shaping reality, then controlling a person's attention is the most effective way to control their world. And that is exactly what has happened in modern society. We live in an age where attention is the most valuable resource, more valuable than gold, oil, or even time. Social media, constant notifications, and endless streams of information have turned our minds into fragmented battlegrounds. The power we once had to focus, visualize, and direct our consciousness toward creation has been hijacked by external forces designed to keep us distracted and reactive. A mind that is constantly reacting cannot consciously create. Instead of using our mental faculties to manifest the life we desire, we are bombarded with algorithm-driven distractions that fragment our focus. Studies show that the average person's attention span is now shorter than that of a goldfish, a deliberate consequence of engineered digital overstimulation. Consider this: your subconscious mind absorbs everything you see and hear, even the advertisements, the fear-inducing headlines, the superficial content. It all leaves an imprint on your psyche. Repeated exposure to negative, fear-based media alters the brain's neurochemistry, reinforcing a worldview of limitation and helplessness. Dopamine-driven instant gratification cycles, from social media scrolling to rapid-fire entertainment, train the brain to seek constant stimulation, making deeper contemplation and inner work nearly impossible. The Hermetic sages understood that attention is a creative force. They taught that whatever the mind focuses on expands. But today, our attention is being weaponized against us. The more scattered your focus, the weaker your ability to shape reality. This is why the world's greatest thinkers, mystics, and spiritual masters emphasize the importance of solitude, contemplation, and mental discipline. The modern world does not encourage introspection. It conditions us to consume, react, and remain perpetually distracted. And as long as our minds remain scattered, our creative power remains dormant. But here's the secret they don't want you to know. If you can reclaim control over your attention, you can reclaim control over your reality. And that is exactly what we will explore in the next section. The power of stillness as the key to unlocking the mind's true potential. In a world that thrives on speed, noise, and constant motion, few realize that the greatest power lies in stillness. Throughout history, the most enlightened beings, Buddha, the Hermetic sages, the great mystics, did not seek knowledge in the chaos of the world. They sought it in silence, solitude, and deep contemplation. Why? Because stillness is not emptiness. It is the gateway to creation. When the mind is still, it stops reacting and starts perceiving. It shifts from being a passive receiver of external stimuli to an active architect of reality. In Hermetic practice, stillness is known as the 0 point, the place where all things originate. It is in this state of absolute presence that the mind becomes clear, intentions become powerful, and the fabric of reality becomes pliable. This is why meditation, breathwork, and visualization are key tools for mastering consciousness. They teach the mind to hold focus, remain undistracted, and direct energy toward a singular vision. Scientific validation of stillness. Modern neuroscience now confirms what the ancient masters knew. Stillness enhances the brain's ability to function at its highest potential. Studies show that meditation physically alters the brain, increasing gray matter density in areas associated with focus, self-awareness, and emotional regulation. Breathwork and deep meditation activate the parasympathetic nervous system, reducing stress and allowing higher cognitive functions to take control. Visualization techniques used by elite athletes and high performers have been proven to increase actual success rates in real-world scenarios. This aligns perfectly with the Hermetic Principle of Mentalism. The stiller the mind, the greater its ability to shape reality. But here is where the deception lies. Modern society does not teach us stillness. Instead, we are conditioned to fear silence, to avoid being alone with our thoughts, to seek endless distractions so that we never confront our own power. Because once you master stillness, you begin to master yourself. And when you master yourself, you become untouchable. This is the great secret of all mystics, sages, and spiritual masters. True power is not in movement, it is in stillness. And when you enter that state, you will finally see the truth. Reality is not something happening to you, it is something happening through you. And this brings us to the final piece of the puzzle, the subconscious mind and how it actively shapes everything you experience. If the universe is mental, then the deepest layer of creation does not begin in the conscious mind, but in the subconscious. What if your reality is not shaped by what you consciously want, but by the beliefs buried beneath your awareness? The subconscious mind is like a hidden architect. It operates in the background, shaping the world you experience based on the patterns, emotions, and beliefs stored deep within. The Hermetic sages knew this well. They understood that while the conscious mind may desire something, it is the subconscious that determines whether that desire manifests. Every experience, belief, and emotion you've ever absorbed, especially in childhood, is stored in the subconscious. These stored beliefs create filters through which you see reality. If you were conditioned to believe that life is a struggle, your subconscious will reinforce that belief, and your reality will reflect it. The subconscious does not distinguish between real and imagined experiences. If an emotion is deeply felt, the subconscious accepts it as truth and shapes reality accordingly. This is why most people unknowingly sabotage themselves. They attempt to change their external circumstances while still holding on to limiting subconscious beliefs. For example, someone who grew up in financial hardship may subconsciously believe that money is difficult to obtain, even if they consciously want abundance. Someone who was told they weren't good enough as a child may unconsciously reject success, even as they try to achieve it. Someone who internalized the idea that love is painful may push away genuine connections, even while craving intimacy. The subconscious is not just a record of the past, it is the engine of manifestation. This is why affirmations, visualization, and meditation work. They reprogram the subconscious by feeding it new beliefs. Pay attention to the patterns in your life. Ask, what do I keep experiencing over and over again? Every repeated struggle points to a subconscious belief. Replace the old with the new affirmations, visualization, and deep meditation work because they implant new beliefs into the subconscious. Speak your desired reality in the present tense. I am worthy. I am abundant. I am powerful. Emotional reinforcement. The subconscious responds most powerfully to emotion. When you visualize something, feel it as if it's already real. This signals to the subconscious that this is your new reality, and it will begin shaping external circumstances accordingly. Meditation clears mental noise, allowing you to access deeper layers of the subconscious. In deep stillness, old beliefs rise to the surface. This is how they can be confronted and rewritten. The universe is not outside of you, it is within you. Your subconscious is constantly creating, whether you are aware of it or not. The question is, are you shaping your reality, or is your reality shaping you? Master the mind, and you master existence. Because once you understand that the universe is mental, you realize something profound. You were never just a passive observer. You were always the creator. The first Hermetic law reveals a truth most will never realize. Reality is not something we navigate, it is something we create. But to create intentionally, we must take back control of our minds. What do you think? Do you believe consciousness creates reality? Share your thoughts in the comments. We read every one. If this knowledge resonates with you, watch these next videos to go even deeper. Thanks for watching.